What's good, YouTube? We have another reaction video today. We have another Kevin Samuels video for you guys today. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this, you guys. This is for the culture. If you know, you know. Help me get into the algorithm further by liking my channel, leaving a comment, subscribing down below. Without further ado, you guys, let's get into this. Appreciate y'all.
So I believe I'm 32.
You know the topic. Are modern women today serious?
So I believe I'm serious, but I will admit that this is my second round of getting a chance to be serious.
What does that mean?
I do have a child. He's 10 years old.
And you how old again? How old again? 32?
32.
Have you been married?
No.
Okay. And your child is 10. Go ahead.
Yes. And so we are great co-parents. He's actually is married now and has a whole other family, but so he's not really an option for me to go back to.
Okay.
But so I feel like I am serious this time. I even made a move to a more populated city.
Okay.
And chose to work in a larger company.
Do you want more children?
I'd be open to it for sure.
Okay. And what makes you a wife?
Yeah. I feel like I am definitely uber feminine. I keep myself together. I put myself together. I put myself in the right professional, good crowds. Submissive. And I think a lot of guys like when a girl is soft-spoken, and that's generally me, even though just maybe by first glance, I may be one of those like girls who people think may have pretty privilege. But I also wanted to touch on that as well, because let
me ask you a couple of questions. When was your last relationship?
Serious relationship? I would say a long time.
How long?
I would say 8 years.
Okay. Why?
I feel like I didn't really know myself until maybe 4 years ago. And I mean, it's not anyone's fault but mine, but I knew I had to then put myself into a situation where I could be more social, could be more outgoing and things like that.
So how are your relationship muscles?
Say that again?
How are your relationship muscles?
They're in training, I will admit. I date a lot on dating apps. I'm part of.
Mean? Dating means how often? When's it? Okay. It's gonna, you know, this show. You got a 10-year-old. You've been haven't dated. You haven't had a man in 8 years. A boyfriend in 8 years. You've had intimate relations. I'm assuming, yes or no?
Yeah.
Sure. All right, but no relationship. And you have a son or a daughter?
A son.
And you have primary custody.
I do not. He does.
He does. Okay. Cool. So, how long has he had primary custody?
For almost 4 years now.
How long have you lived in this new city that you relocated to?
4 years.
So there's absolutely no real reason you could not effectively date outside of what?
I guess me not putting myself in the correct places for me to find someone who is serious.
What do you mean find somebody serious? That's just called Whole Foods.
I wish it was that easy.
Well, it is. Men approach you. You can't tell me that no man has approached you in 8 years.
They do.
But
what
are you running from? What's the fear?
I have no fear. I swear. I want to be with someone long term. And I put that on my dating profile and everything like that.
So, but the longest relationship you've had in the last 8 years is how long?
6 months.
Okay, something's wrong. Something's
I'd say
drastic.
so.
Something's drastically wrong. Something's drastically wrong because you don't even have the logistical challenges that many single mothers have.
Yeah, right.
So 8 years, no relationship. A marrying man is going to see red flags. And you need to be able to explain what those things are to someone's satisfaction. Because I'm being fair. Most men that would hear that, if they're looking for a wife or a girlfriend, they'll be like, "Oh no, something wrong with her." I mean, they'll hit it and keep it moving, but dang, I'm trying to no.
Yeah.
So you got to be able to explain that. You got an 8-year gap in your resume. What the hell? That's what guys are looking at.
I'm from a super small town.
But where you are now for 4 years.
Yeah.
I know people who moved to Atlanta inside a week they're in a new relationship. That doesn't work. You got to be able to explain why you ain't had a man in 8 years.
Yeah. I mean, so I am looking for someone that's significantly older, or
Why?
I'm just open to the options of them being older.
Why?
Because I know I have a child and maybe they already have kids and are done and through with that, and they don't want to see me as someone who wants to pick up and
with it.
Yeah.
So you really don't want any more children?
No. I'm not opposed to having more, but
no. You don't want any more children?
No.
Okay.
No.
You know who you're talking to. I'm gonna get to it anyway. So, you don't want any children. The one you had young. The dad has custody. All right. Most men get married. If you take away children, the primary motivation for many guys to get married is really low.
Yeah.
It's really low because I'm gonna ask you a really hard question. You haven't had a relationship in 8 years. What do you bring to the table for a man who wants a wife if they're not going to be any kids and a nurturing, loving woman wanting to be a mother?
Yeah. I mean, I guess it is, I would say, a niche market for.
No, it's called an executive wife. No, I have a market. It's called an executive wife is what it sounds like you want to be. An executive wife is a woman who is not going to be bringing children. And at best, if you brought a child, it'd be one, because she tends to be a little bit, most of these women tend to be over 35. They tend to be 8s or better, or eternal 7s converted. They tend to be attractive women, professional women. I went down to Houston to discuss this problem. That's why I came up with this executive wife. You're looking for a deal. It's going to be a deal. You'd be like, no different than a CEO or an executive has an executive assistant. You'd be an executive wife. You're going to make a deal with somebody and y'all will just make a nice, pretty package together, a nice professional brand, live like yuppies. And that's an I'm saying this because this is a perfectly acceptable thing. So if I were to get married, there are 2 options: babies or executive wife.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
So what are some of the characteristics I need to hold or be in training for to make sure I can be that executive wife? I feel like I have some of them.
Your looks are going to be heavy. Your looks are going to be heavy. You got to stay fit. You have to stay attractive, well put together, because you'll be the first lady of the brand. You're going to have to learn what your man's passion is, and you're going to be, think of it like you'll be like the first lady. What's her job? To soften the president, to make him more relatable. You know, shout out to somebody anyway. You can open doors that normally would be closed because of your femininity.
Got it.
So it's not an untenable situation. It's just accepting what's there. You don't want more babies.
Right.
All right, cool. Then be an executive wife. Find a guy who doesn't want kids. He wants somebody who's looking to, it's actually a pretty good position to be in, especially for women. Late danger zone, early no man's land. It's a really good deal because you can do things that many people can't. You just won't have kids, so understand you got to bring a lot of value to the table. But it can be a pretty kick-ass life.
Okay.
It's very niche though. And here's the thing, ladies: if you want to be, you got to have the looks. You got to have the looks and the physique to do it, because if not, most guys are just going to. So, all the best to you. What city are you in?
I'm in Baltimore, DMV.
Oh.
So there is the Black Elite in DC, and I am.
Well, you better get around the power center, the power structure. All the best, though. Bye bye. Yeah,
thanks, Kevin.
I tell you guys, executives' wives are a thing. That's a real thing. Yeah, bye bye. Executive wives are a real thing. All right. So, Miss Goldsby.
And that is